Welcome to the Mindshift Mastery. Are you ready to unlock the key to transforming your mindset and your life? Picture yourself achieving goals you never thought possible. That's what we're doing right here, right now on the Mindshift Mastery. Hit subscribe because your breakthrough is just one mindset shift away. Am I good enough? This seemingly simple question has the power to shape our lives, often in ways we don't even realize. It's a question that whispers in the quiet moments and screams in the face of challenges. We all grapple with this question at some point, but it's how we answer it that truly matters. This question isn't just a fleeting thought. It's a seed of doubt that can take root in our minds and influence our decisions, relationships, and ultimately, our happiness. It can manifest as the fear of failure, the need for constant approval, or the tendency to downplay our accomplishments. The good news is that we don't have to let this question control us. By understanding its impact and learning strategies to combat self-doubt, we can rewrite the narrative and step into our full potential. This essay will explore the pervasive influence of this question on various aspects of our lives and provide practical tools to help you silence the inner critic and embrace your inherent worth. The question, am I good enough? Strikes at the core of our self-perception. When we constantly question our worth, we view ourselves through a distorted lens, magnifying our flaws and minimizing our strengths. This negative self-image can lead to a lack of self-confidence and a constant need for external validation. We may find ourselves seeking approval from others, striving to meet unrealistic expectations, or even sabotaging our own success. This constant need to prove ourselves can be exhausting and ultimately prevent us from living authentically. Imagine a young artist constantly comparing her work to others, convinced that her art isn't good enough. She might shy away from showcasing her talent, fearing criticism and rejection. This fear, fueled by self-doubt, could prevent her from pursuing her passion and sharing her unique gift with the world. It's crucial to recognize that our self-perception is a reflection of our thoughts and beliefs. By challenging negative self-talk and cultivating self-compassion, we can begin to see ourselves in a more positive and realistic light. The question, am I good enough, can cast a long shadow over our professional lives. It can manifest as the fear of failure, imposter syndrome, or the hesitation to pursue new opportunities. We might stay stuck in unfulfilling jobs, believing we lack the skills or experience to aim higher. This fear can prevent us from taking risks, voicing our ideas, or pursuing our passions. It can lead to procrastination, perfectionism, and a constant need for external validation from bosses or colleagues. For instance, a talented software developer might hesitate to apply for a promotion, convinced that she doesn't have enough experience. This self-doubt could prevent her from advancing in her career and reaching her full potential. Overcoming self-doubt in our careers requires us to acknowledge our accomplishments, embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, and develop a growth mindset that believes in our ability to learn and evolve. In our relationships, the question, am I good enough, can drive us to seek constant validation from our partners, friends, and family. We might become overly dependent on their approval, fearing rejection or abandonment if we don't meet their expectations. This need for validation can lead to people-pleasing behaviors, difficulty setting boundaries, and a tendency to prioritize others' needs over our own. We might stay in unhealthy relationships, believing that we don't deserve better, or that we'll never find someone who truly accepts us for who we are. Imagine a young man constantly seeking reassurance from his partner, questioning whether she truly loves him. This insecurity, fueled by self-doubt, could create tension and conflict in the relationship. Building healthy and fulfilling relationships requires us to cultivate self-love and self-acceptance. When we believe in our own worth, we are less dependent on external validation and more capable of setting boundaries and communicating our needs effectively. This fear of not being good enough can manifest as procrastination, perfectionism, or a tendency to compare ourselves to others. We might tell ourselves that we're not ready to pursue our dreams or that we'll never be as good as someone else. Imagine a woman who dreams of writing a book but constantly tells herself she's not a good enough writer. This self-doubt might prevent her from ever putting pen to paper, stifling her creativity, and preventing her from sharing her unique voice with the world. Embracing personal growth requires us to challenge our limiting beliefs, embrace imperfection as part of the human experience, and cultivate a growth mindset that views challenges as opportunities for learning and development. The science of self-sabotage. The tendency to doubt ourselves isn't just a personality flaw. It's rooted in our neurobiology. Our brains are wired to prioritize negative experiences over positive ones, a survival mechanism that helped our ancestors avoid danger. This negativity bias means that our brains tend to focus on perceived threats and mistakes, often leading to self-criticism and doubt. Additionally, repeated negative thoughts and experiences can create neural pathways that reinforce self-doubt, making it our brain's go-to response. Imagine your brain as a garden. Every time you have a negative thought or experience, it's like planting a weed. Over time, these weeds can multiply and choke out the beautiful flowers of self-compassion and confidence. The good news is that our brains are also incredibly adaptable. Through practices like mindfulness, positive affirmations, and cognitive reframing, we can rewire our brains to create new neural pathways that promote self-compassion and resilience. Breaking free. Practical tools for silencing the inner critic. While the question, "Am I good enough?" might always linger in the back of our minds, we don't have to let it control us. Here are some practical tools to help you silence your inner critic and embrace your worth. Tip number 1, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a close friend. Acknowledge your struggles without judgment and remind yourself that you are worthy of love and acceptance, regardless of your perceived flaws. Tip number 2, challenge negative thoughts. Pay attention to your inner dialogue and challenge negative or self-critical thoughts. Ask yourself if there's evidence to support these thoughts, or if they're based on fear and insecurity. Tip number 3, cultivate a growth mindset. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. View setbacks as temporary and focus on the lessons learned rather than dwelling on mistakes. Tip number 4, practice gratitude. Shifting your focus to the positive aspects of your life can help to counteract negativity bias. Take time each day to appreciate the good things in your life, no matter how small they may seem. Tip number 5, surround yourself with support. Connect with supportive friends, family members, or a therapist who can offer encouragement and perspective. Tip number 6, celebrate your accomplishments. Acknowledge and celebrate your successes, no matter how big or small. Take time to reflect on your progress and give yourself credit for your efforts. Tip number 7, practice mindfulness. Engage in mindfulness practices like meditation or deep breathing exercises to become more aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Tip number 8, affirm your worth. Repeat positive affirmations to yourself daily, such as, "I am worthy," "I am capable," or "I am enough." Remember, overcoming self-doubt is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs along the way, but by consistently implementing these tools, you can cultivate a more compassionate and empowering relationship with yourself. Embrace your worth. The question, "Am I good enough?" has the power to hold us back or propel us forward. It all depends on how we choose to answer it. By challenging negative self-talk, cultivating self-compassion, and taking action towards our goals, we can break free from the shackles of self-doubt and step into our full potential. Remember, you are worthy of love, happiness, and success. Embrace your unique gifts and talents, and never let self-doubt dim your light. The world needs your authentic self, so go out there and shine. Now that we've covered the impact of self-doubt, let's do a quick quiz. Answer these 10 questions honestly and see how self-aware you are when it comes to your own self-worth. Quiz time. Are you good enough? There will be a pause to reflect on your answers. Ready? Let's go. 1. Do you find it hard to accept compliments? 2. Do you often compare yourself to others? 3. Have you ever avoided an opportunity because you didn't feel ready? 4. Do you struggle to ask for help, fearing you'll seem incompetent? 5. Do you feel like people are just pretending to like you? 6. Do you downplay your achievements, thinking they aren't a big deal? 7. Do you hesitate to start new projects or hobbies because you fear failing? 8. Have you ever thought your success was just luck? Nine. Do you constantly worry about what others think of you? 10. Do you feel uncomfortable being the center of attention? How did you do? If you answered yes to more than a few of these, self-doubt may be playing a bigger role in your life than you realize. But remember, awareness is the first step to change. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, hit that like button, share it with a friend who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on mastering your mindset and unlocking your true potential.